What's going on? It's Sunday night. What are we doing on the air? It's time for another episode of the podcast show. Hey, where's everyone at there? Hey, got this thing in front of me here. This is the Ellis County Poultry Trades Day. We're coming up in Waxahachie, Texas, September the 9th. We're going to be there on the 8th of September, which is going to be a Friday. We're going to do a live podcast while we're setting up out there for the big poultry show. And then we'll do another live podcast on Saturday at the poultry show itself. So y'all come on out. It's supposed to be a huge event. I saw pictures of people driving to it, and the road was just miles long of traffic, you know. Did you ever see the movie Field of Dreams of Kevin Costner? You know, he builds a baseball field, you know, and they showed the line of cars driving from miles around. That's what it looked like. I was like, holy mackerel. This is a big event. So we're going to be there with Bailey's Brew Coffee, her Chicken Series coffee, and the podcast. And we're going to have Bachcast t-shirts and koozies and caps and everything there. Come by and see us at the Ellis County Poultry Trades Day. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get on to what we're going to talk about tonight. Hold on here. Get rid of this here. Hey, let's get rid of my Leghorn hat. And we're going to be representing Crockett Fire Department tonight. Up in East Texas, the fire chief is Jason Frizzell. He's a friend of mine up there. He gave me this hat. We actually go up there and get out in the outdoors every once in a while and get away. It's nice to get up there. Beautiful place up there. Oh, there's the chickens live in the chicken tunnel. Those are the Rhode Island Reds running back and forth. For some reason, during the morning shift, there's a morning shift in these tunnels, and it's all the New Hampshires. And then the evening shift, it's all the new Rhode Island Reds. And the New Hampshires aren't interested in getting out there. The New Hampshires are interested about going to bed. You know, it's kind of funny. But these are my Rhode Island Reds running around. But hey, someone brought up something to me, and they said, hey, you ever talk about flies? I said, yeah, I've brought up flies before. And they said, you have a fly problem? I said, no. They said, you don't have a fly problem? I said, no, I don't have a fly problem at all. I used to, but not anymore. And they said, are you using those catchers that smell? I said, I've used those in the past, but not anymore. And so what do you use? What's your secret? Are you spraying a chemical or spraying something natural down? I said, what are you using? I said, I'm not spraying a thing. I have a compost pile. He goes, well, my compost pile is full of flies. I said, so is mine, but not just any fly. My compost pile is full of black soldier flies. Yes, right there. They look like a black wasp. They're not going to sting you. They might buzz you, but they're not going to land on you and sting you. They look like a wasp, but they're solid black in color. That's what we have. And I actually purchased black soldier fly larvae to put into my compost pile. Here's my compost pile. Probably looks like a lot of other people's compost piles. There's a better picture right there. Pine shavings and everything else in there. I use that for deceased chickens. I'll bury it in there, and I'll put in predators that come in there that don't leave my property. I put them in the compost pile. I put in, scraps I don't give the chickens and so forth. It all goes in the compost pile, and I mix it all in there. It is full of black soldier fly larvae. Now, one thing I will not do is let my chickens scratch through this because of the amount of bacteria that's involved in that compost pile. I don't think it's a good idea for them to get into it because of all the deceased critters in there that have been rotting away and so forth. But it's creating larvae, that black soldier fly larvae goes and eats up all those dead critters in there and so forth, and they end up looking like this. If you dig down deep inside the compost pile, you're going to find layers of these all over the place, big and small, up to an inch long. And they're just eating up all that stuff and turning it all over. And then they start looking like this. Yep, that's what they look like. And then they look like that, and they are awesome. And I have literally seen the black soldier fly eating the regular flies. And they say they eat flies. They eat horse flies, they eat bot flies, they eat all the flies, and I have seen them eating the flies. This is a picture I got off the internet, but I can reach through my dig through my compost pile and pull them out looking just like this. And this is when they're about to turn into flies. And they're awesome. Now you can raise these to feed to your chickens. I'm gonna have to do a series on what I do with those who raise them. I've seen people they take crates and they put holes in them and they slant it a certain way so all of them crawl out and they fall into a bucket and they feed them to their chickens. But the proper way of doing it is putting them in a microwave and microwaving these critters and drying them out to give your chickens. Well, I'm not going to put these in a microwave. I'm going to let the chickens eat them fresh. So I have what's called a maggot bucket. You're like, oh God. So as they fall out of the bucket, the chickens eat them, you know? So that's what I have set up. And I'll do a series on that eventually. But the black soldier fly larvae is the way to go. No more flies. I used to sit on my back porch. Now, on the back porch of my house, it's covered. On the back porch, on one side of it, is a 4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot high chicken brooder that's on 2 foot legs. And the top of it is hardware mesh and 2 frames. It's 2 separate doors that open up. And I have a center wall that goes down the center so I can separate the ages of the chicks and so forth in it. Right now, there's no wall in it. I took the wall out because it's all open because I have in all the same age birds and so forth in there. And once they're out of it, no more chickens are going in there till maybe next spring. I take that back. I got some broilers coming in that'll be going in there, but I'm going to be setting it up on its end and having the whole back porch to myself for a few months. But with the brooder back there, I had horrible flies. Oh God. You couldn't sit on the back porch and enjoy yourself. It was miserable with the flies. And I saw a YouTube video about black soldier fly and I looked it up and I found on Amazon where you can buy a container of them live. And they were shipped to me priority mail from New York, and I'm like, oh God, I hope these last down here in all the heat. Well, they are. They've grown. I've got just hundreds of them in that compost pile, and I don't have any flies. The flies are gone. The only flies I have flying around are black soldier flies, which they don't bother me one bit. They don't land on me. They might buzz me, but they won't land on you. They don't bite you or anything. And they're flying around my coops. They're flying around the brooders. And they're eating flies. It's the way to go. It is the way to go. I mean, wow. I can't believe how good these work. Here's something earlier. I was over at my brooder. This is a picture of my brooder. Let me show it to you. Oh, come on, open up. That's one side of my brooder. That little bracket on there holds the heat lamps and so forth. And I can lock them in place so they don't fall down and so forth. And then I take them off. Right now, they're put away in my garage. But those are little ventilation holes on the side. I have on both sides. But right now, I have a blower fan blowing through it on this side. Let me find that picture I have. Nope. Where you at? There it is. I've got this blower fan blowing into this chicken coop. So it's constantly blowing air, and they love that, so forth. Something else I added, and you get that west sun coming down. When the sun's setting down, it just glares right on top of that brooder. So I put up this like sunshade, and it blocks the sun. It makes a big difference for them. But little things like that makes a huge difference. Just today, I did a short video on keeping my birds cool. Some cheap, inexpensive way to do so. Just go outside and water your grass during the heat of the day, and just spray that dirt that they like to, get inside of, because chickens cool through their feet, So if you wet the ground down where it cools the ground off, they're gonna walk on it. They're gonna dig through it. They're gonna scratch through it, and they're gonna love it, and they do. And I did that today. I did it yesterday. I do it just about every day, and it's a cheap, inexpensive way to keep your birds cool. It works amazing. It absolutely works amazing. So I've been going over lately in the podcast about the fowl pox and how to treat it and so forth. And once again, with the flies, I don't have mosquitoes. The black soldier flies don't have anything to do with mosquitoes, but what I am using are these. Come on, there we go. The Spartan mosquitoes. These you hang on a fence. 2 of these will cover like an acre of land. I have 4 of them set up around my house on the fence lines. And you just fill them up with warm water, shake them up a little bit and hang them up. It attracts mosquitoes and kills them. I have no mosquitoes. I have no mosquitoes. I have no flies. So it's very pleasant outside. Last night I was out on my front porch, had a cool south wind blowing, and they had live music at 2920 Roadhouse over here in Hockley. It was great listening to it, and it was enjoying it. I had no mosquitoes, no flies. Made for a wonderful night. Absolutely wonderful. But if you go to Lowe's, Lowe's sells these for $24.99. This is a display at D&D Feeds here in Tomball. They sell them for $24.99 for 2-pack as well. Very popular items. They work wonders. I cannot believe how well they work. But so on occasion, I'm gonna have every Friday my podcast. But on occasion, if someone brings up something that's, hey, let's get this word out or something like that, or any event coming up or something like that, or maybe someone in the chicken community needs help, you can, let me know and I'll put it up for you. I'll be happy to do that for you. Just tonight, I noticed friends of mine at Pine Box Provisions, they seem to have a run of birds. Let me find that posting they just put up. Where'd it go? I don't know. I could have sworn they put up a posting regarding a large amount of roosters they want to get rid of, but like everyone does. Yeah. But they did make some peach basil hot sauce that looks pretty awesome. I should have put that picture up on Facebook. If you don't follow them, please do. It's Pine Box Provisions. There's some friends of mine in Plantersville. It's a couple up there, and they have Buff Orpingtons, Easter eggers, silky eggs, chicks, and everything. PT Clean, all that good stuff. But if you need any of those types of birds, you can contact them. If you want some barred rocks, you can contact me. But yeah, they have them. So golly, I could have sworn they put up a posting just earlier about some birds they wanted to get rid of, but maybe that was something else I saw. I don't know. I'm losing it. Yep, I guess so. But oh well. Hey, real quick, I got something funny. I like to normally tell a joke or something like that. Check out this cardboard sign. Come on, open up. Reason why there's an egg shortage? Because hens are identifying as roosters. So I had this up in a group and regarding chickens, and there's like 2 people in the group of 500 that hate it. And they're complaining, oh, we're going to tell the admin about it. We're going to tell the authorities about this. We're going to report you about this sign. I'm like, I don't care. It's about hens and roosters. It does not discuss race, sex, or anything of a human being. It's about roosters and hens. That's it. You don't like it? Move on. No big deal. It's funny. Laughter's the best medicine. It is. I know. So that was really funny. I love that. I might have to print that out with my vinyl cutter and put it on a big 4x8 sign out in front of the front gate, maybe. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to waste my vinyl on that. But I thought that was really funny. But oh well, hey, no big deal. But so tonight I've got, what am I having for dinner tonight? Oh, I know what I'm having. I'm having smoked chicken. And what is that smoked chicken? Oh, yeah. What am I smoking it on? Some white oak and pecan. My favorite woods to cook chicken on. And I'm using my Tex Joy seasoning, the Rooster Booster. And Tex Joy, let me tell you, they're not sponsoring a show. They're not giving me free product, but I tell you what happened. They had a glitch in their system. I ordered a container of their Rooster Booster, which is this. Then ordered a 32-ounce container of their special barbecue seasoning rub. And then I ordered their pork rub. And they also make a pork rub that's good. I ordered those those 3 containers. I got them shipped to me from Beaumont, from where they're at. And a week later, I got more sent to me. So I contacted them and I said, hey, I just want to let you know this happened, And they said, oh, it's a glitch in the system we had. And everyone that ordered that day got double orders. So they said, we're sorry for that. And just keep what you got. I said, well, God, I appreciate that. But I tell you what I'm going to do, since y'all are so nice about doing that, I'm going to talk about your product on my podcast because I like eating it. I love Tex Joy seasonings. Oh, I've been using Tex Joy steak seasoning, this right here, since 1994. I know that for a fact because I went to an event, a convention in 1994, and had samples of it in the bags they gave us. And little rip open packets they have, and they still give out those rip open packets today. And this is the best steak seasoning ever. It really holds in the juices, brings out the flavor of the meat, and it's great on hamburgers. It's great on beef. And I use this on chicken as well until I discovered their special barbecue seasoning rub. I used to use this on my briskets. I still do use it on my brisket. I love it on my brisket. It's not overpowering with a bunch of seasonings and so forth like that. I don't know. Does it even mention? No, they don't mention it. It's just salt and spices. But it's really good. And I use this on chickens too. Until I discovered the Rooster Booster chicken seasoning. This is awesome stuff. If you haven't tried it, you got to try it. You can go to their website, texjoy.com, texjoy.com. It's actually, hey, I hate to say it, but they're a coffee company too. Just like me, I'm a coffee business as well. But they make a great seasoning. I love it. And it's Texas Coffee Company. Great product. So I got a new coffee here from Bailey's Brew. Well, Bailey, where are you at? She's sleeping because we just came in from playing. We were outside playing with her ball. She's underneath my desk here. And chasing her favorite ball out in the front yard. But we got a new Chicken Series coffee. It's called Mystery Chicken Medium Roast Coffee. There it is right there. And if you notice, the bird on the picture is Brittany, my chicken. We just recently discovered she's a hen. But we really still don't know what kind of chicken she is. Howard Davenport mentioned one thing, but I keep looking at those chickens and pictures of them, and I don't see the resemblance. I don't. I just wait till she fully grows up, when she starts laying eggs, and we determine what color eggs she lays and things like that. But this is Bailey's Brew Mystery Chicken Medium Roast Coffee. It's just a straight medium roast coffee, no added flavoring, just a great all-around coffee. It's a bean from Honduras. It's 100% organic. It's from a family-raised farm in Honduras. I know the family. The father runs a farm, and the mother and the grown children run the importing business into Texas. Great coffee. I love it. But no, it's not on the website. When I get off the podcast, I'm going to put it on the website. If you want to order some, give me a couple hours, and I'll get it on the website. I can't believe I forgot to put that on the website. I've been busy. But I'll get it on there. So next Friday, I've got Laura coming on. She's from Linderman's Market and Feed Store in Industry, Texas. Yep, Industry, Texas. If you ever want to go down to Columbus and go eat at Schobel's restaurant, you ever eaten at Schobel's? That's a good restaurant. Oh, my God. They have a buffet line on weekends. I don't know if they have it during the week, but I know they have it on weekends. And after church, the place is packed on Sundays, but it's open on Saturdays. They have breakfast and everything, but their buffet is to die for. Their carrots, their vegetables are unbelievable. So if you want to go there and you say you live on the 290 area or you live Cypress or something like that, and you want to go over there, yeah, you can jump on 99 to head over to I-10 and go to Katy and go through Katy and go out to Columbus that way. Or you can head out to Brenham and take 36 South, and there's an exit right off of the 36 right after you get out of Brenham, and it'll take you down 109, and it'll take you through Industry. And Industry is the first little town you come to pretty much. And it's got one traffic light. Or is it a blinking light? I can't remember. I think it is a traffic light. And they've got a little gas station there that's a meat market and feed store. And it just so happens they sell my coffee there. But it's a great little halfway point between there and Columbus. They sell Weichels kolaches and breads. You ever had Weichels kolaches? They're like the best kolaches around. I mean, I'm talking about fruit kolaches, a real thing. Weichels also makes the meat ones, but they're also known for their cakes and pies and breads. And Linderman sells them. So if you don't want to, drive to LaGrange where they have that location up there for Weichels, you can go to Industries or Linderman's and get their products there. Plus, they have sausages from around the state. They have sausage from Schulenburg that I buy there. But they also have a full-fledged feed store and so forth, and they sell chicks and everything there. But it's a neat little store. If you head to Columbus, stop by there and say hello. And then they have a hot plate lunch they serve during the day. So if you get there at lunchtime, they sell different things. And let me tell you something, their catfish is to die for. Oh, my Lord. Their catfish is delicious. I've had it. Let me tell you, it's good. Yeah, but that's Linderman's Feed. It's on 109 in Industry, Texas. And Laura, their chicken expert, is coming on next Friday to talk chickens and talk about what they sell and their feed and everything and what's going on in Industry, Texas. A little bitty town. So, oh well. Everybody have a great Sunday night and a great rest of the week. Like I say, this won't be every Sunday night. It's just on occasion. And if you want to come on and talk on the podcast, I'd love to have you come on and talk. If you know a little bit about chickens, I'm no expert. I can tell you that. I am no expert. I'm a learning every day. Okay, so I don't try to be an expert. If I hear something and it works for me, I will pass it on. That's for sure. I will do so. Also, Bailey'sBrewCoffee.com. Use the discount code BOTCAST and save 10% on your order. That's it. So don't forget about September the 9th. We'll be in Waxahachie, Texas. Yes, we will. So that'll be kind of neat. I'll be looking forward to that. Do a little traveling. Hey, I saw online this morning or yesterday morning, some people posted a picture of their coop they just built, and chicken coop, and they're in Houston. And they're in a neighborhood that has fences and so forth. And just remember, if you're in Houston and you have a backyard chicken coop, you have very little breeze blowing in your backyard because of all the fences. So you need as much ventilation as possible for those chickens. You really do. You can always take, wood off the coop, to help ventilate them and so forth like that. But my coop, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you this picture before I forget. I bring this up all the time. This is one of my chicken coops. It looks like there's no sides on it, but there is PVC coated mesh on both sides. And it's well ventilated. You can see the ventilation. It's through and through. There's a front wall and a back wall. Come wintertime, and the floor of it's mesh as well. It's PVC coated mesh as well. Come wintertime, I'm going to lay hay in the bottom, a coastal hay in the bottom, to kind of block the wind and give them some insulation. But on the side, I'm going to just screw on plywood and we'll leave a little ventilation at the top come wintertime. But that's a real easy fix, But look at all that ventilation. And I'm on a couple acres of land, so I have no fences. So I have a lot of air movement. But those of you that are in Houston that have these coops that are solid wood sides with little bitty holes of ventilation, your birds are suffering in those coops. They need some air. They really do. I wouldn't put an air conditioner on there, but I would open it up some. And I actually a couple months ago added extra ventilation onto my main coop. It's through one side of it. I'll show you the one side. This is a stationary coop. On the right side there, behind my lawn tractor, you'll see an antique window that's open. It's lifted up. Well, underneath that is all hardware mesh. Okay, and then on top of that, above that roof there, all the way around the top, it's all hardware meshes, all with extra ventilation. And I thought that was I thought that was enough ventilation for my chickens, but it wasn't. I lost a chicken to the heat. So I opened up the other side with this, and I created a frame, 18 inches by 18-inch frame, and I stapled on the hardware mesh. But before I stapled on the hardware mesh, I laid it on the side of the coop. I drew out a line, and I cut the line, opening up, exposing a hole inside the coop. And then I put this on top of it, and I screwed it in from the inside out. So now it's covered, with hardware mesh. Nothing can get in there. It would have to be, it's half-inch mesh. So, if a snake gets in there that's under a half inch, it's going to get eaten by chickens. But, but it's through and through airflow, which I think is very important. And then I have a fan on the other side. And the fan, if you stand on this side of the coop where that new mesh is, you can feel the hot air blowing out of it. You can. And I'm going to tell you something. Before I did this, I had about 6 chickens, a couple new, like 4 New Hampshires and 2 Rhode Island Reds. At night, they weren't going in the coop at all. They didn't want to go in. It was too hot. And I know that's why, because it's just too hot for them. So as soon as I put this in, they're fine now. They go in there every night because it's a lot cooler for them. So, look at that. I mean, if you're in the neighborhood and you got fences all around you and you got one of these closed up coops with a little bit of ventilation holes, think again. Add more ventilation. You can always cover it up come wintertime, but add more ventilation to help out your birds. It's just too hot for your birds, And like I say, if you're in Houston and you're in a fenced-in backyard, you even have less of a breeze. So take care of your birds, please do. Oh, well, I'm going to go eat some dinner. I'm having some leftovers tonight. Yep. No, I'm not. I got chicken. What am I thinking? No, I've got chicken I made earlier today. God, I can't remember anymore. The heat's getting to me. That's it. So actually, I was in Houston earlier this week with a friend of mine and still emptying out my mother's house. She had like a 3,000 square foot home in Houston. She passed away in December, and I've been slowly emptying out the best I can. And we actually have it sold now, and the house is closing soon, so I got to get cleaned out. But we were there last Tuesday, sweating our tails off, myself and a friend of mine, and a friend of mine ended up in the hospital from it. I made him stop too because he was working too much, but the heat was unbearable. So I got to head back there this week and do some more work. But it's hot. Whew. Oh, I can't wait to get rid of that house. That's a fact. Oh well. I guess. Oh, wait a second. I got a chat here. I can't believe people calling me now. Yeah, nope. I missed the my chat here. I just noticed that people are on here commenting and so forth. A friend of my son, he wrote a comment. I'm not going to repeat that comment, Tanner Cole. No, sir. That's very rude. No, I'm kidding. He wrote nice cocks. Oh well. All righty, y'all. Have a great night. Have a great week. See you next Friday. Bye-bye.